Just a reminder, everybody, you can help support the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel by buying some merch, like a hat or a shirt. You can do that by going to embroiderycreations.net. Really appreciate all you do for the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. It's a gorgeous sunrise. It's actually kind of warm on my face, cold on my feet. There's a crazy guy out there already surfing. It's really a beautiful morning, but perhaps this gorgeous sunrise and that beautiful scene behind me belies the fact that we've been in some really nasty weather, and it is continuing offshore. You know, we wanted to get back to that bluefin tuna, and there was just no way. We'll talk about the boats that gave it a try and really worked their tails off trying to make a catch, but man, it was just way too rough. And of course, we'll go to the other side of the border and check that out. We'll also take a look at what's going on with our halibut fishing, and we'll peer into the future and see what the weather holds for us in the immediate future and in the long-range forecast. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, God, that is so good. And I've got to thank you all for all the birthday wishes you sent my way. That means the world to me. And I didn't respond to every single one of them, and I deeply apologize for that. But man, thank you so much for that outpouring of love. That means so much to yours truly. Boy, yesterday, huge crowd at Bass Pro Shops of enthusiastic, wonderful people for the surf fishing seminar Friedman Adventures put on yesterday. It was so great to meet you all and spend time with you. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to come out and participate in the seminar and participate with great questions and hanging around at the end to chat with me. That was really a special time. Great times at Bass Pro Shop, Rancho Cucamonga yesterday. Thank you so very much for being there. All right, please, I almost forgot, hit that like button. That means a lot to us. You can share these videos with a friend. Also, subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel and tick the little bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. Don't forget, also, we're on TikTok for a little bit longer, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, you can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts in addition. And of course, we have special updates throughout the day. If anything is happening, we will let you know. All right, let's jump into it right now. A reminder that we'll be live tonight at 6 p.m. with my dear friend, Sam De La Torre. Sam, you notice all the merch we've got? Sam was challenging me, saying, there's no way you're going to have merch anytime soon. And so, Sam, I bow to you. You were my inspiration. Lots of great merch, and there will be more available, and we appreciate the orders that have already come in. Thank you so very much. All right, Cabo San Lucas, still some good bill fishing going on down there in Cabo San Lucas. It has been really excellent at time with some good striped marlin fishing. There's the occasional sailfish also down there. We continue to see some smattering of dorado and yellowfin tuna when you find the porpoise pods, the dolphin pods. It's been pretty darn good out of Cabo San Lucas. Down there in San Quintin, previous to this nasty weather, as I look back there, and it looks absolutely gorgeous as we're getting all set for a grunion run here this evening. But it has been really good fishing previous to the weather. And of course, I'm talking about yo-yo iron yellowtail. The grade of fish anywhere from, I want to say 10 pounds to 25, 30-pound fish. Sometimes you're into that smaller grade, and sometimes you're into that bigger grade. And it's been mostly a yo-yo iron kind of bite as we just came out of winter and now into the early parts of our spring 2024. We also have seen copious amounts of big lings and reds, and there's been some halibut taken down there also, as that springtime bite can be quite good down there out of San Quintin. Up there in the Ensenada area, take a look at the deck of Sammy Susare's boat out of Ensenada. Man, they've had great bottom fishing, guys that are willing to run south down there around Santo Tomas, Punto Chino, other areas like that have been coming back with copious amounts of bottom fish. Weather down there is snotty right now. Hopefully it's going to lay down here pretty darn soon. We're going to go through a period during this next week of some decent weather, especially around midweek, Wednesday-ish, and then back to some snotty weather and even some rain in the forecast for next weekend. But that's far enough away where we'll concentrate on that about midweek and see how things are starting to look at that point in time. So once again, some really good fishing down there in Ensenada for the bottom grabbers, but there's been that yo-yo iron and even surface iron yellowtail fishing down there at times also. It's been quite good. We've had some flurries of barracuda from time to time. The calico bass fishing around the Punta area has been spectacular. It's been really, really good. So we just need the weather to settle, and then we'll get back, hopefully, to some of that good fishing. Right now, it's pretty tough. And Southern California in general, same kind of a thing. I'll get the bluefin tuna next, but SoCal in general, I mean, on a day like this, that definitely looks fishable, but you throw a little wind on it and things can get nasty. So we'll see as the breeze is just starting to pick up a little bit here. All right, let's go to bluefin tuna. And the boats that gave it a try here most recently tried to sneak in a trip before that wind came up. There was a few really nice big fish taken on board the Condor. A couple of the Polaris Supreme had some fish, but for the most part, guys got their butt kicks in a valiant effort to go out and try to catch some of that bluefin tuna. So very tough. And a lot of the guys surmised that the fish, when they had good weather for that small period of time and they were out there fishing at night, they were just whacked out because of the full moon. And that is something that we do see with bluefin tuna. Some moon phases they don't like, and we were going into the first part of the moon, the full moon. That's why we have a grunion run here this evening, and those fish just did not want to bite. It was a very tough bite for the San Diego Bay Spites. Now let us not lose the forest for the trees here, okay? Crummy weather, full moon. All right, I get it. They didn't catch anything. Previous to that, whoa, it has been good. That's why I'm excited about our 5-day trip on the Independence, leaving on the 4th of April and fishing until the 9th when we get back in. I'm really excited because it has been a spectacular start to 2024. The Pacific Dawn had several trips with fish in the 100+ pound category. They were on the double digits on 2 of those trips. The Polaris Supreme has been all over. They had a great trip with limits of bluefin tuna, 90 to 180 pound fish. Beautiful, awesome grade of fish. And of course, the Tribute has had some really good fishing. And then there's been that little sprinkling of yellowfin tuna sprinkled in there. No big numbers, like I think 4 probably was the best score that we saw. 4 on the Tribute, 4 on the Polaris Supreme. But enough of that fish around to make this really, really interesting. And we need to get back to some good weather, which we do not have here today or tomorrow. It looks like it's going to be nasty. And then next weekend, we'll take a closer look at that and see what this rain and wind and everything is going to do. Sunday looks like, if you're looking at a long-range forecast, and those are very difficult to rely on too early in the week to say what next Sunday is going to be. But Sunday looks like it's going to be a very nice day. So we'll see how this all plays out. Once again, there has been some daytime fishing going on. So sinker rigs and fly line and even kite fish has been part of this whole scenario. Once again, on the fly line, it seems like 30-pound fluoro has been getting bit best of all, choosing a hot bait. Really important at night. 400-gram jigs have been really, really effective, but there's been times when the 200-300-gram jigs have also been good, you know, depending upon depth, wind, current, all of that. You're going to rely on your captain for all that information. Dropping when the captain tells you to drop, essential, and to the exact depth that he tells you to drop, with a colored metered line that changes color every 100 feet, so you know exactly where you're at. So hopefully we're going to get back to that, because it has been a spectacular start. It has really, really been good. And hopefully here in the next week or so, we'll get back to some of that really good fishing. I know the Independence on our trip, I just got a note that we're leaving early in the morning on our trip, so we're going to book it for somewhere, and that's going to be a fun trip, man. It's just, the possibilities are endless right now. Don't forget, it's tax season, and you got to have somebody you can rely on, somebody you can trust, and that's our very own Tim Marquez from A Best Income Tax. Give Tim a call today and get that tax burden off your shoulders. And if you have heating and or air conditioning needs, nobody better than John Lopez. Give John a call today from Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. So hopefully we're going to get back to that. Now, Tom Holland is reporting that his friend Alan Sheridan had a bluefin tuna about 10 miles off Dana Point a couple days ago. That's pretty exciting. And then up there in Northern California, we had a fish up there with that photo with those guys at the Golden Gate. They had 130-pound bluefin tuna. So here's that stretch of bluefin tuna, literally for hundreds of miles right now. It's pretty darn insane when you think about it. Here in the month of March, as we move into April, we're getting all the right signals and signs. It looks like it's going to be an incredible season, and that smattering of bluefin and that nice flow of yellowtail up the Baja coast, yellowtail down there in San Quintin, up there around Punta Colinet, around the area there, as we have seen it in Ensenada, Santo Tomas, all the way up to La Jolla, we've seen yellowtail. Hopefully that is going to continue to manifest. Speaking of Punta Colinet, the Horizon was down there out of H&M Landing, and they snuck in. Hey, buenos dias, Valentino, my good friend there. The Horizon snuck down to Colinet, had a little weather window. Paul Fanning was on there. Good morning, Paul. Paul sent along some great photos of some great bottom fishing. They have good red fishing down there and some big boccaccio. They really got it done on the bottom stuff before they had to hightail it back to San Diego and get out of the weather. So they had a little weather window, and as usual, the bottom bite around Colinet is good. And there's been some scores down there on yo-yo eye or yellowtail. Again, there's quite a flow of yellows pointed right toward SoCal, so hopefully that's going to continue to head in the right direction. Lots of exciting stuff going on. The Pride on their last trip out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. Limits of white sea bass, which is one white sea bass per angler, but they had a smattering of other stuff to go along with it, like sheepshead and calico bass, and whitefish. Really, really robust fishing. Limits of white sea bass. I believe that is the first boat to accomplish that feat in 2024. The Pride, 22nd Street Landing, perhaps kicking off our sea bass season. We've seen great halibut fishing in this winter time and now into the springtime, and now we are seeing some sea bass, and that doesn't surprise me at all. We had so much market squid available here in Southern California throughout last winter and into the spring. We're starting to see pockets of it now. It's looking really good for a sea bass season. Man, it is going to be one heck of a year. Nice going, Sean Roberts, on that trip. Hopefully we'll see more of that to come. Hey, if you want our charter list, we've got some really great charters. That reverse 2.5-day trip on board the Apollo in June has got sea bass, halibut, rockfish, bluefin tuna. I mean, the possibilities are endless. There's only a few more spots left on that. And we've added some other trips, including trips on the El Patron, and a great one on May the 31st on the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing. You want that list? Send me a text right now before it's too late, 657-227-6459, and I will send you the list. Speaking of the El Patron, on their most recent trip at Catalina Island, they had 3 nice halibut, and they've been catching good whitefish and sheepshead when they go to Santa Barbara Island. Hopefully they'll be able to get out next weekend, but they've been doing great there out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. We've seen some really outstanding fishing. Of course, the Native Sun has been fishing our local waters for halibut. It's been slow here recently on the local scene. We haven't seen any big scores here recently, but hopefully we'll get back to it. They run Wednesdays through Sundays out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, and other landings, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, San Diego, up there at Marina del Rey. They've been picking away at some wintertime bass catching sculpin and whitefish to go along with it. And of course, the rockfish season will open up on April the 1st here, and everybody's going to be all over that. Up there on board the Island Spirit, they've had great fishing for some whitefish and sheephead, also occasional halibut up there, and they've been getting some good signs and signals on the white sea bass up in that neck of the woods. No scores yet, but hopefully that's going to happen. And don't forget Ventura Sport Fishing. You can save 20% off on trips on the Island Spirit and the California if you book before April the 1st. Now, you can call the landing. Sal will answer the phone. Say hi to Sal for me, and just say preseason 20. That's the code word. And if you say preseason 20, you can knock 20% off any trip on those 2 boats for the rest of the year. Get your calendar out, plan your trips, and make sure you do that. Or you can book online, and then at checkout, put in the code preseason 20, and you'll save 20%. Do that today. May the 31st, we're on the Island Spirit. make sure you send me a text so I can book you in on that trip. So, up and down the coast, hopefully we're going to see things settle down weather-wise, because that's really the nemesis right now. The weather has been a pain in the what? It's been really, really nasty. All right, surf fishing-wise, we continue to see good barred perch fishing. Now, I'm talking about when we have weather windows, it's too dangerous sometimes to even be on the beach or on that jetty or any other jetty in really rough weather. People get washed out to sea every year, so be very careful. Good barred perch fishing from the other side of the border all the way up to Ventura. It has been spectacular. John Finley found a weather window and got out and caught some beautiful barred perch along with several other anglers. It has been really good. Now, we had our surf fishing gathering down here the other morning.
Good morning, my friends. We're out here in Surfside, California for Phil's birthday. Man, this is a windy day. It sure is. Everyone's fishing down here. Winds are good. I was talking with one of the surfers that he had a lot of white boats. So, happy birthday, Phil.
I got to tell you, about 30 hardy souls showed up. We got rained on. We got wind in our face. At the very end, we had to bail on it because we were really getting soaked. But the guys that came out were wonderful. Thank you so much. We're going to get a much better weather day. We actually caught some fish. There was some barred perch. There was corbina, leopard sharks. It was pretty darn fun, I have to admit. But as I say, I can't thank you enough for coming out in that inclement weather. It was nasty out, and I got to meet so many great people who showed up here on the beach. It was absolutely fantastic. Hopefully, we'll see you out at the next event, which we'll be doing soon, as I toast Lupe. Good morning, Lupe. And she's out here beachcombing, doing her thing. Always good to see her. So let's hope we get back to some good surf fishing. Don't forget, you can get everything you need down there at Big Fish Bait and Tackle on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They've got all the baits you'll need and all the rigs you'll need, not only for surf fishing, but right on up to bluefin, tuna, and everything in between. Big Fish Bait and Tackle is continuing to give away a beautiful surf fishing custom rod every single month for the biggest fish. Some months it's going to be a barred perch like March. Some other months it might be a corbina. Who knows what it's going to be? You can find out here or go by the store, pick up the ruler that you need to participate in the contest, which is free. And when you make your catch, you just put the ruler down, put your fish there, and then inscribe in the sand the date, and then upload it to the Big Fish Bait and Tackle Instagram page, and you are in. And hopefully you'll win that beautiful custom rod. Only a few more days left for the barred perch, and then maybe it'll change to another species, maybe not. Again, you can get that info at Big Fish or check here in the morning briefing. We'll have that information for you all. All right, my friends, I don't know what to tell you. It really is gorgeous, but it belies the fact that offshore it's still pretty darn nasty. Hopefully we're going to get back to what is some spectacular bluefin tuna fishing. It really has been an incredible start, in that yellowfin and that yellowtail moving up the coast all bodes well for the coming season. That limits a white seabass on the Pride also another great sign. I love that. And these pelicans perhaps getting ready for the grunion run just a little bit later right here on this beach. For the next 4 nights we're going to have grunion on the beach. At least that is the prediction. You never know with those little devils. Once again, however, if it's too windy and rough, I know a lot of kids are on spring break, don't bring them out because it can get quite dangerous there. Wait for some better weather days. Grunion run all the way till the fall, so we'll have plenty of time for that. All right, my friends, don't forget, tonight live, 6 p.m. from Island Fishing Tackle Shop Confessions with my good friend Sam De La Torre. You'll be able to ask any question you like about tackle and rigging and the current fishing and so much more. It's always a lot of fun. And of course, you want to send down some chicken wings or something like that, Sam and I will do you a favor and consume them for you live tonight. Have a great one. It's always good to be with you. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you so much for coming to our surf fishing event here on the beach. So many of you did that Bass Pro Shops yesterday. That was a lot of fun. And of course, we'll keep you in touch with all the very latest right here on Friedman Adventures. You want that charter list? Come fishing with us. You'll have a really good time. I guarantee you that. Take care, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Just a reminder, everybody, you can help support the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel by buying some merch, like a hat or a shirt. You can do that by going to embroiderycreations.net. Really appreciate all you do for the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody.